Hello and welcome, everyone. Here we are going back to Andromeda, picking up where we left off on Monday. We did kind of the big final boss thing, but it didn't feel like the end of the game yet, so I decided to just load up and see where we were. Because I saw there was an epilogue quest. So I was gonna check that out and you know, do any other side quests that pop up. And then, you know, if we finish here, then, and I still have time left in the stream, then I'll just switch over to Satisfactory and give you another tour of my factory, which I've done nothing to. That's not true. I started getting aluminum production up, but I've got to change that whole process because it's not running the way I need it to. So that'll be fun. Yeah. Won't be too bad. If this game will ever load. Some days it loads real quick, other days it takes its sweet freaking time. Man, this needs to load. My phone almost died at work today. It's been a busy day. Check the weather for tomorrow. Since I work outside now, that's important again. Although at least I don't have to water flowers or any of that crap like I used to at my old job. Not that I mean, I didn't mind doing it all that much. It just, I had to haul hoses around the property, and it was just tiring. Let's see, tomorrow, it's supposed to be about 85. Ugh. Okay. I still got those additional tasks to do, but I'm not going to worry about those.
Integration of Hyperion systems is ongoing. Our SAM node will be accessible on return visits to Meridian.
Go on. I need some rest.
Okay.
Up straight, everyone. This is the guest of honor.
Like you have to tell anyone that.
Hunter, this is our opening. Let there be some sense of ceremony.
As I was about to say, hello, Pathfinder. I am Chief of Operations, Ayora Pile.
Second Wave Placements Officer, Darlavas Hyperion.
Hunter Carey, Reconstruction.
Darlavas Hyperion. Placements officer?
As our developments in the cluster grow more sophisticated, proper matching of sleeper and assignment will be vital. My mission is to ensure compatibility and fulfillment.
When are you changing your name to Vast Meridian?
I keep Vas Hyperion to honor the ship that brought us here, as my godparents would want.
Just saying we're staying.
Please forgive Hunter. He is an ass.
Ayora Pile. You're in charge of Meridian?
That's a big statement. I will oversee the operations and establishment of our port. Exploration and study of the interesting substructure will be handled by Initiative R&D. I'm told that may take lifetimes. We'll ensure that we have them. That's what I trained for.
Hunter Kelly, can I get some clarification on reconstruction?
Sure thing. I'm tasked with turning this once proud vessel into the future proud human capital.
It's more complicated than that.
No, it's a structural and organizational nightmare. Which is job security, which is perfect. Come back in a year. This'll be a galactic hub.
What is happening?
You won't know where the Hyperion ends and Meridian begins.
This is the first I've heard of the term second wave.
It isn't literal. There have been several groups deployed for outposts. Second wave is about the staged evolution of the initiative.
First wave out of cryo, structural support and generalists. Food and fences. Second wave is organizational. Less generalists, more specialists.
More paperwork.
It's needed to rapidly advance. I'm not spending a generation on the range.
Sounds like Meridian is in good hands.
I can only read the reports of how you brought us this opportunity.
What, Nichols?
But rest
Come
assured,
here.
we will not waste it.
Yes. Thank you, Pathfinder.
Come here, buddy.
Aye, what they said.
Come on. Knickknacks. Come on. Come on, Floof. There you go. Yeah, that's my knickknacks. Oh, hush. I don't know why you're so demanding. I've got food in your bowl. Both your wet and dry food. Okay. Your big fluff tail's in my way, buddy. It's just a big tail in the
So
way.
this is how you all party, hmm? Pretty tame, but don't tell the host I said that. Meridian is amazing, though. You accomplished the inconceivable. I'm grateful to be part of it.
No, I'm grateful. I couldn't have asked for a better team. We created this together.
And exactly what it is, what it may become. I can't even imagine. To think that when we met, the Angara and your initiative struggled to find trust.
The way we arrived on Aya was over the top. You know, uninvited and on fire.
It did happen.
Agreed.
Guess it worked out okay.
Ryder, the Angara will never forget how you saved the Moshai. But more than that, we'll never forget how you fought the Ket beside us. How we destroyed the Archon. Meridian is a new beginning for your people and mine. Together.
New beginnings. That's what I came to Helios for.
And what I dreamed of. Yes. New beginnings. So, let's get to it.
It's overwhelming. I don't know where to start, but I can. I don't care which
Hey.
one. So glad you're up and around. I have important news for you.
Okay.
There always is.
Yes, discoveries every day, but this is something we've been waiting for. Listen.
What should I be hearing?
Sorry, Sam. Active filtering. Initiative Protocol Alpha Alpha to the screen.
Protocol what?
Processing.
Repeating, this is the Ark Kira. The situation is not under control. Note and avoid until further updates. Repeating.
Is that?
The Quarian Ark. And Elcor, Drell, Volus? Hanar, I think. That's some delicate business, putting Hanar in stasis. Point is, they're still out there. The Keela Sia wasn't destroyed.
It's patchy. And there's no traceable vector, I assume?
It bounced through the Scourge. I've doubled long-range probes, but
That's not a distress call. It's a warning to keep away from wherever they are.
whatever's happening, they don't want to be found yet. We have to trust their Pathfinder.
All we can do is wait.
Not much happening.
No, not really, Drek. Hang on, I gotta chat with some
How's
folks.
things?
You too, Vetra, hang on. There's Cora. who I missed the first go-round.
Thanks.
Okay, there's a bunch of crap.
I'm waiting for my wife to be brought out of cryo. Then I really start.
If you're expecting a pat on the back, you're going to be disappointed.
You didn't disappoint me on the battlefield.
When I enter an alliance, I mean it. Besides, I enjoy kicking some cat ass.
We have that in common.
That's where the similarities begin and end, Pathfinder.
I wouldn't say that, Sloan. Pardon me. Excuse me.
Hey, Ryder.
How's Sarah?
Much better.
There might be 2 Riders around soon. Imagine. The Hyperion's forming scientific teams. Gotta start studying what we have. I may have helped them organize.
That'll be exciting. Meridian rewrites all kinds of physical laws.
Maybe they'll name a new law after you. Something about never staying in one place. This is a new cradle for humanity. That's a big idea. Bigger than I'd imagined. So maybe building those teams was smart. Small steps to understand all this. Until we're at the top of the mountain.
And seeing the next horizon.
Can't deny it. I'm game for more. With so much power in our hands, you think it'll be okay?
Small steps, like you said. There's no rush to figure all this out.
Right. If nothing else, Meridian gives us time. Whatever happens, you gave everyone an incredible gift. Nice job, Pathfinder.
Alright, had a chat with Cora.
I don't know if I should have come. I left so much.
Did I talk to Liam? I didn't talk to Liam. I walked past him.
Kept a seat for you. In your planet, that's not getting less weird. About time Meridian got a proper grand opening. We all need this. Heard Sarah woke up. How's she doing?
She'd be angry if I said anything but great. Which means... great.
Stubborn as hell. I hear it runs in the family.
No.
Hey, know who I just talked to? A second wave technician, fresh out of cryo. Just had his first sunrise in Andromeda. He couldn't stop crying.
Just him?
Must be something going around. Maybe you're the carrier. We're still outsiders to a lot of people. But this... it's almost home. They haven't given you 5 minutes alone since the fight. Have you had a chance to let it sink in?
There's so much here. It'll be years before we even know where to start.
Don't need starters. Starters are a dime a dozen. We need finishers. And we have the best. I'm looking at you, Pathfinder Rider. The whole galaxy is. Cheers.
That's good. Oh, I didn't see all the carbon scoring. Talk to you.
It's amazing.
Vetra?
So, Tan says he's gonna let me stick around and help with the... Hey, Ryder.
You ready to get going? We've still got a lot to do.
You know me. I'm always raring to go. Oh, she's all grown up, leaving home, doesn't need me anymore. That'll be the day. We'll handle my deals on this end while I'm gone.
Sounds like you two have a good arrangement.
It's getting there. A little trust goes a long way. Helios has really turned into the fresh start I wanted. In so many ways. And now with Meridian, we're really going to make this place ours. I can't wait. You know where to find me when you're ready. Ready when you are.
There we go. Drac? Ola?
Kid. Sorry, Ryder.
My name. You're using it, thank you.
Hey, I'm old, but I can remember things most of the time. This place is something else.
We can finally start doing what we were supposed to do when we first got here. Explore.
Speaking of that, I sent out the Nakmor scouts. Nearly drowned me in reports until I pointed them at Tan. Told him to be extra wordy just for him.
He'll love that.
He wanted the job, he can have the reports.
There you go.
It's not over, you know. There'll be more Ket and whatever else is waiting out there.
Whatever happens, we'll be ready for it.
Pathfinder and crew ready to take on the galaxy, huh? They won't know what hit them.
Datapad.
Even these Jardin were surprised at what they created.
It is not uncommon for a creator to be surpassed by their creation.
Couldn't anyone else have said that?
Goddamn said I would, Mother. Let's...
Another data pad.
What does this mean, Sam?
The language is imprecise, or perhaps too precise, but the potential capacity of Meridian is clear.
Unlimited.
There's Lexi, Suvi, PB.
Let's... Oh, good. You're here. Maybe the festivities can finally begin. Don't like sitting on my ass. Places to see, people to go. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, let's get this show on the road. Meridian looks great, but, you know, been there, done that.
We'll be here a lot. This place is the key to everything.
You're right. I love keys. They open all sorts of new things. Helios is changing, and will be for a long time. I'm just antsy. Don't want to miss a thing. Oh, I almost forgot. Kalinda sent a congratulatory message. She was angling for an invitation, I think. Denied.
Hope you didn't turn her back into an enemy.
Oh, you're always so serious. Enjoy the moment. We're here to celebrate, remember?
I'm trying to do just that.
I went too far? I did, right? Yeah, okay.
No worries.
For now, you're right. The galaxy isn't going anywhere. Let's have some fun.
Lexi?
Still standing?
Still standing.
Then I did my job. Somehow. Nothing more need be said.
There's one thing. Dr. Lexi Tapero, thank you.
Yeah, that did it. You jerk. Go on. I've a reputation to protect.
Miss Suvi. I forgot she was right next to her.
Meridian, huh? I see it every day, and I'm still amazed. We're really starting to put down roots. It's wonderful. Did I tell you? The team's working with the Angara to set up a joint research body.
We still need you on the ship.
I'm not giving up the Tempest, Ryder. I just also hope to be involved with the Angaran scientists. Us helping them, them helping us. Can you imagine what we could accomplish?
A lot of stuff.
I'm getting all misty just thinking about it.
This was always what was intended. Nice to be here, finally.
We always knew what we wanted, but for a while we couldn't see it. Now it's here, it's happening, and it's beautiful.
Okay. There's Gil. Where's Callow? Hey, Hager. I thought that was you.
Glad to have you.
Look at this place. Fortune for the Hyperion. Perhaps one day the Parchero can expect the same. In not quite so dramatic a fashion.
Hey, Ryder. So, this is supposed to be a celebration, right? You getting used to any of this yet? Meridian? The dream becoming a reality?
We're not done by a long shot.
Come on, try to ease up a little. Enjoy the win. But, so you know, I've got the Tempest topped out and ready. You want to blow this hot dog stand? Just say the word. Callow's out there somewhere, time one on. If we're really sneaky, he won't even notice we're gone.
Who's flying then? You?
Why the hell not? I'm a quick study. How hard can it be?
Hard.
And how about the Nomad? Just once around the planet.
No.
Ugh, guess I'll just have fun down here.
Ah, Callow was the first person in line and I missed him. So I gotta go all the way back around.
Let's get out there, huh?
Yeah, they won't let me leave till I talk to everybody first, though. Yeah, hang on. There he is.
Ryder, enjoying the fruits of your labor? You deserve it.
Thanks, Callow.
The Tempest is getting some much-needed service. I was underfoot, apparently. But I wouldn't miss the big day. Meridian looks so different out of the cockpit. I think I understand better why you do what you do.
Finding Meridian crystallized a lot of things about being a Pathfinder.
I expect many around here are thinking about their own potential. I don't pretend to understand everything, but Meridian must have opened a lot of doors. Not all of them safe. I want you to know that it'll be my privilege to keep flying you to them.
It means a lot that you want to stick with us, Callow.
Of course. And keeping my ship is a plus. The Tempest will be pristine by the time you're ready to go. Just point the way, Pathfinder.
Heading up.
Yep.
Leaving so soon?
I can't stop thinking of what I could be doing. How much is still out there?
I feel the same. It's a strange type of hunger that changes galaxies. I'm new to this role myself. The training didn't cover how to honor your peers. There's no protocol. Your father invented this role, but you defined it.
We've achieved a lot, but the initiative still needs us. And if I know my crew, you want to get back out there. Let's get to work.
That feels more like an ending than what we did Monday. That's the codex. Why is that open?
Sam, that's
100% viability on all known UNCs, Pathfinder. Please access the Tempest VidCon for an important update.
Tempest VidCon. All right.
Check my email. There's a bunch of them. Yeah. I got a lot more to do. Good news from Suvi. Okay. Notes from everybody.
You have new email at your terminal, Pathfinder.
I hear Sarah's doing well.
Collect all rewards. Yep. I don't have a cryo point available. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 7. Sure. Buy sell kiosk, sell all salvage, confirm, yep.
Think how much we'll get done with 2 riders.
Okay, finish loading. Let's go. Let's debrief both teams and send them out again. Failure? What's on? That's just... Claim all rewards.
I can't wait to see Ephra's face when he lands.
Okay, select. Send a strike team. 86% chance of success. There you go. 84%. Let's save it. Okay, it's been there.
There's a new task because we hit 100% viability?
It is a significant milestone, Pathfinder. Preparations have been made for some time.
I need to know if there's another expectation because of this.
Updating objectives. You have a high priority destination.
At Habitat 7, what's going on?
I have been instructed to not reveal mission parameters. Don't be late, Pathfinder.
Okay.
Well?
We'll acknowledge and we'll archive.
Ryder does lead us.
Think there's anywhere more interesting than Meridian?
If there is, we'll find out. We're in stable orbit. Anomaly detected. Deploying probe. I found something.
Okay, I'll have to check out these planets here real quick. Skip. I had a couple of little side missions. Not much. Hell, I might just go do that last. I might go to the Nexus and then
Anomaly detected.
do this last priority mission and then wrap it up.
Launched.
I don't know.
Getting a scan.
Mountain. We found a big old mountain. Oh, man. I've been so busy at work the past couple of days. It has just been so much to do. Turning apartments, and we had to drill into 5 or 6 apartments today and yesterday. Just because they hadn't had power or something. 4 of the apartments hadn't had power in a year.
I'm picking up something.
Or about a year, according to our power provider, Duke Energy.
Probe. Tracking a huge mineral deposit.
So that was interesting. And really only one of them was horrific. The other 3 were pretty much fine. I don't know what happened with that. No.
We're in stable orbit.
Did that have an exclamation mark? It probably didn't. And I just saw a spot and clicked on it.
I'm picking up something.
A river.
Deploying probe.
It's gotta be what it is, isn't it, Subi?
Anomaly found.
Oh, a crevasse. %. Let's see. Well, there's the Nexus. Varl. Where was... Okay, we'll just meet Drac on the Nexus. Unless I can find... Yeah, we'll land here. Real quick. We'll go meet Drac on the Nexus, and then we'll go do this last priority op. Eladin. Most of the finale was Monday, our last video, or last stream, so this one feels kind of lackluster. I thought about not doing it at all and just marking the last one as our finale, and I was like, no, there's an epilogue and a couple of other things to do. We'll just knock those out. I got bit by something in my leg. It's itchy. Could have sworn it said. Is she on the? She's got to be on the Nexus. Okay. Allies and relationships, and that's it. I could have sworn there was a task. I could have sworn I had an email from somebody that said, you know, meet me here. But I guess I was mistaken, or it doesn't give you like a full quest. It just tells you to go there. So disregard. I'm crazy. Because if it doesn't give me a location to go to, I'm not doing it now. I'm not going to dig around through my emails and figure out where it was or what happened. Nope. I don't have time for that crap.
I think Lexi wanted to speak to you.
Okay, I'll go talk to Lexi. We'll go meet Drac on the Nexus next. Because that's where Carrie, or whatever her name,
It's my night off.
Just checking in. What are you reading?
Harry's latest report on Sarah. She's restless, but on the mend.
So you're not really taking the night off.
Work-life balance has never been my strong suit.
You're in a new galaxy. Perfect time to change old habits.
If only it were that simple. How do you do it? Be both Scott and the Pathfinder.
Work is work, life is life. I try not to mix the two.
Guess that's my problem. I live for my work.
Identifying that you have a problem is the first step.
Who's psychoanalyzing who here?
That's what you wanted to chat about? Alright, that works for me.
Maybe Helios flora is more edible now, with Meridian active.
Not again.
I've seen reports of floral mare stems and plants that didn't have them before. This could be it.
If you do try them, make sure it's not before a long shift this time.
Backing up. Backing up. To the Nexus. We'll chat with Drac and Carrie, and then we'll head to Habitat 7, where we first encountered the cat. It feels like it was so long ago. I guess Parchero is still in hiding, because Lucenia and the I've forgotten the Turian Ark's name. Not important. Not at this stage. Path of a Hero. Oh, and they're both here. Excellent.
I talk to my family every day. These power leaves hot.
Pathfinder, you're here. I'll give you my entire chocolate ration for an interview about Meridian.
Bribing your interview subjects? So much for ethics.
So, Meridian's real. A promised land. You did it. The Hyperion's a mess, but that crash site does mean humans have a claim to Meridian.
Technically, yes. But practically, our allies will always be welcome.
It's good to have that on the record. I'm headed out there soon. Documenting Meridian could be a lifetime's work, even for an Asari. I can't wait to get started. Meridian.
She literally just walked through me.
Everything's reading normal. They're snug as... Oh, hey, Ryder.
Harry? What's going on here?
You're telling him? Oh, can I watch? Please.
Of course.
Got something to show you.
What's going on exactly?
Just look, kid.
Wait. Are those?
Krogan children. My children. Live in the egg, every last one of them.
Nobody else knows, Ryder. We're keeping this quiet after what happened with that human baby born out here. I don't know what's in store for me, but however this turns out, I'll be part of our future. And so will you.
You still have a lot left to give.
Guess I do. Hope. It's a scary thing. I'll fight Ryder to protect them, to give them a future.
Just like he fought for me.
Ah, clutch moment. Okay, so we'll head to the Tempest. We'll head out to the original Habitat 7 location.
Ryder,
Back to the Tempest, and away we go. Oh, my back hurts. Alright, come on, Callow, let's get us off the ground. You don't have to showboat.
Gil's been asking if you can come by.
No. Sorry, Gil. The world is waiting. Habitat 7. Or rather, what used to be Habitat 7.
Anomaly on sensors.
So, back at Habitat 7. What am I supposed to see? And what's it got to do with 100% viability?
I'm getting initiative signals, magnetosphere charges, and atmosphere probes.
The vault here remains non-functional, but with 100% viability to invest, we've begun terraforming this world with initiative technology.
The good old-fashioned hard way. It'll eventually be a home too, thanks to you.
A team effort, surely.
There is one more item, Pathfinder. Opening channels to the Nexus, Meridian, Prodromos, Detaeon, Tevuni, New Tachanka, and Initiative allies. By unanimous vote, this world is to be renamed. Habitat 7 is now listed astronomically as Rider 1. Your world, Pathfinder. Their future.
Well, that's neat. Oops, I want to open the console journal. Looks like that's it. So now it's just do side quests, and that's it. Alright, well, that's going to wrap up Mass Effect Andromeda. That's our finale. I can see why people were a little irritated with this ending, because it doesn't really feel like an ending. I know the point is to kind of give you a sense of the game isn't finished because, you know, your job here is not done. But I felt like I didn't get the closure I wanted out of that. Oh well. Let's fire this up. God, my leg itches. Something bit me. Some bug or something. Or some bugs. I don't know what did, but it's not great, I'll tell you that much. Well, we got some time to do a true blue tour of my Satisfactory factory. I kind of did a half tour the last time I played because I didn't have a lot of time, but this time I'm gonna show you around again, do a quick once over of the original factory setups, and then do a tour of the new stuff, and then try to take a little time, because I've got time, take a little time to actually tweak my aluminum production, because I started that process and then shut it off. I'm pretty sure I have to remove one of my refinery lines that's running aluminum, because it's just It's taking up too much space, and I don't have enough quartz production to meet my aluminum production. So let me just do this. I gotta fiddle with some settings. Okay, that'll work. And I've got to tab out of the game real quick while that's up. Okay, so my everything should be ready to roll. We'll run a tour of my Update 4 factory. And that'll be that. I do need to talk to a couple of my friends and see if maybe they would be interested in doing like a Sea of Thieves stream on Sundays, since I've got time, you know. I got time to do a long stream on those days, and I'm not getting a lot of views on Sunday nights on Call of Duty. Granted, I'm not getting much now as things are, so, you know, I don't know. I do enjoy streaming, but, you know, I can't justify continuing if things are gonna keep going the way they are. But I'll try to stick with it for a while longer, and see. I wish this game would load sometime tonight. That would be nice. First, let's ignore this. Where's my Explorer? Here it is. Okay, so we'll drive back to my primary factory locations. Excuse me. Pardon me, guys. Man, I really flung that one. Okay, so I keep some extra fuel on the Explorer at any given time, just in case. But I have 2 refueling locations. One's the location I just left. I've got another truck station set up at my computer and heavy modular frame factory. And I've made a few adjustments to a few things. I've started utilizing smart splitters more. Not the programmable splitters, but the lower tier ones, the smart ones. I'm pretty sure that's what I've been using. Yeah, because programmable splitters, I think, are the higher tier ones. They're a whole other thing. With the smart splitters, you can send stuff one way, and then, you know, you can adjust how things work from there. It's like on most of mine, I've got stuff not going through one side, and then one, like say the middle one is my main output. But when that fills up, I've got an overflow, so that way it just keeps producing and sending stuff along. So we'll park my Explorer here. So I had big plans for this top section here, and then I decided against it and changed my mind. So now I have this right here. This awesome sink has just stuff feeding into it, these smart plates, because this is full. Smart plating runs into these storage containers out of the assembly line here. This is the first smart splitter I've got set up, so nothing comes out this side. Everything flows through here, but once it's full... Did it split it out? Or spit it out? No. Watch this one because it's almost done producing. Maybe it's not. Oh my god, it takes a while. Wow. It takes 30 seconds to produce one. Okay, so it'll spit it out. It doesn't go through there, so it heads to the overflow, or gets ground up into these fix-it coupons. So, that's what this whole line does here. It mines the iron, and then it changes, it makes the iron into ingots, and then takes the ingots and makes them into the components, and then it takes the components and ends up sending them all to that one machine to make the smart plates, and that's it. So we'll take... Oh, I'll show you this. This is my main power production. Or this was my main power production for a while. I've got... This has not been edited or changed or updated at all since I originally built it. This really needs to be reset because it's not terribly efficient at the moment, but that's fine. It does what it's supposed to do. So I've got coal being mined forever and a day away from here, and it gets sent along this conveyor belt into this overflow buffer that makes sure I've got extra, and then it all feeds into these coal refineries or these coal generators. And much like real life, the way coal generates power is the coal is burned, and that's used to turn water into steam, to boil the water into steam. And the steam is used to turn a turbine, which generates electricity. So that gets pumped out into my network and run from there. This guy's just a fluid buffer, holds water, built it in the line. I did learn that what you want to do is you want to put like a T or an X connection right there where this is, and then you want to have the buffer like over here, so that way it doesn't, this doesn't get in the way, and it actually fills the tank and will pull from the tank when it needs it. But that's fine. It's neither here nor there. I would take my my pipe, but I'm not gonna worry about that right now. And some of this, when Update 4 came out, some of the shrubbery and stuff like that popped back into existence, because I've had this going since Update 3 came out. And one of the things that in Update 4 were these handy breaker switches. So now I can shut power off to specific processing areas. That way I don't have to worry about, you know, if I'm using a lot of power out of one spot, I don't have to worry about it too much. No. And see right here, so the gray line is how much power you're generating. The blue is if everything comes on at once, that's how much power you're using. The orange is your current power production. Oh, what I meant to show you, these. I've got 1,000 megawatt hours. So, in other words, I've got 1,000 megawatts of power stored, and that will run for 1 hour. Production, consumption, capacity. Oh my, I'm sorry. There's my space elevator. That's where you load stuff up and send it up to unlock your next tiers. This is my Caterium processing line. This mines Caterium, turns it into Caterium ingots, and this turns it into quick wire. Then the quick wire gets sent up there, and then some copper from my copper processing line copper sheeting ends up coming up here, fed into this manufacturer, or this assembler, with the quick wire. And that turns that into AI limiters, which are used to make several different things. They're very important. But that's why there's a bunch of plants growing in here. I saw left over from Update 3. Or from when Update 4 came out, some of the stuff popped back into existence. Now I cleared a bunch of this stuff out. Here, I'll show you my power storage real quick, because I forgot about that. I saw it back there, I was like, ooh, this would be a good opportunity to talk about it, and I forgot about it entirely. Because I have yet to use it. Thankfully, I've had enough power. I've been really focused on making sure I've got enough power generation for a little bit. This is the emergency power switch. So this is operational. So if I need power, if I lose power, my power will, if I go over my limit, basically my network will shut down. This will come online and give me an hour to fix the problem, or to dismantle that from the network. So, yeah, that's what I got. Each one of these holds, what, how many? 100 megawatt hours, so I've got 10 of them. So I've got 1,000 megawatt hours of power stored. Oh, sorry. You have to be really careful with power generation once you get away from biofuel burners, because then you start getting into liquid fuels, and liquid's required for fuel. And if you build your generators too far up, you have to run pumps to make sure you get enough, get your liquids up there, because that was a problem I had. I thought my coal generators weren't sitting high enough up to require a pump to get the water up there. I was very wrong on my second batch of coal generators, and I was getting a lot of backflow, and it wasn't working properly. So that pulls a bunch of copper out of the ground to run our next manufacturing area. There's some steel being manufactured up here. What did I do to that poor... Oh, I kicked him out of the... Here, look. Go away. I'm not trying to kill it. I'm just trying to run it off. If I can get it to get off of my platform. Okay, never mind. You just go over there. So, that's all copper that's being mined out. That's being turned into wire, and some of it's being turned into cable. But the wire, you need a bunch of wire to make cable. So... Great, now he's all up in my factory. We'll start over here. So there's a coal node up there at the top of that ramp that tree's blocking the view of. So I'm getting coal pipe down here. These are pulling iron out of the ground, and it's running along to several things. I've got iron being used there. I've got iron being used up there, I think. And I have iron being used down here in these foundries to make steel. So then the steel gets turned into several different things. Steel pipes and beams. Those go into those too, and they get split off from there. This is where it really starts going into some high-end manufacturing. We end up making automated wiring here. And the overflow goes to the grinder, just like it does with everything else. This is my first sort of factory, my big factory setup on this save file. Got a couple other big ones in some other files, but they're broken completely because that was before liquids were added to the game. You know, I've got some of these making all sorts of different things. going into making motors over here. What is this making? Oh, rotors, which gets sent into the motors. And I've got versatile framework coming out over here, which I need to make other stuff. Then the extras, of course, get piped out to the overflow. Oh yeah, so the way this works, the versatile framework comes out here. 2 of them. So this is full, so they go up here. Take a ride along all the way over here to the grinder. Along the same route as the automated wiring, because that's just easier that way. Instead of having separate lines for everything. So then up here, I'm mining sulfur and the coal that's being mined. The coal's being split. Some of it's being sent down here, some of it's being sent up there. So this sulfur gets run through an assembler with coal and becomes compacted coal. Which, the reason I'm doing compacted coal is instead of... It's like a regular steel ingot, it takes 3 iron and 3 coal, and you get 3 steel ingots. A compacted steel ingot, you need 3 compacted coal and 6 iron ore, and you get 10 steel ingots. That way I can manufacture more steel, because I needed more of it to make these encased industrial beams, which are getting stored up here. I've got to find another sulfur node and start using that to make a few other things. I'm going to need it for sulfuric acid and for and I'll need it for something else. Black powder, so I can make explosives. Okay, so we'll turn around. The flashlight's still on. I'll head to my most complex, finished production line at the moment. I've got a more complicated production line, but it's not finished yet. Oh yeah, the sulfur is being mined down here in that little forested spot. So we'll head down here, across this land bridge. Ooh, careful. I don't want you to go down the cliff into the abyss, because then I'll die and lose all the stuff I've got on me, and there's no getting it back either. I don't even think there's console commands I could use to get away with it. And if you are paying close attention, you'll see in the bottom right hand corner it says vehicle path, not recording, and autopilot active, no. You can actually record a path and it will keep track of the path that you make. And you can turn on autopilot on trucks and explorers and tractors, and you can actually have them follow the path that you set up. And that way you can deliver stuff, because there's automated loading and unloading out of the truck stations. So I'll park this right over here at this truck station. And I'll have to show you a couple of things. So before we go anywhere, this machine right in front of me, that like directly in front of me, is a packager. And that's the only way to get fuel loaded into vehicles. You see these canisters right in front of me. Those are empty canisters. I'll show you how this works in a second. So you can see it's refilled my fuel. The packager sucks in fuel from the line, and it's got these fuel canisters coming in, and it fills them. And then the filled fuel canisters, the packaged fuel, comes out into the packaged fuel loader, and that's it. But I had to build a separate line to make plastic to then run through here into this constructor to make the empty canisters so that way I could package the fuel. And we're not going to take too close of a look at some of this. I'll give you a quick glance underneath. Here's my computers and my heavy modular frames. But the pipe setup under here is horrendous. I apologize. I'm not going to show it to you because I'm a little embarrassed by it. But I just had to slap some stuff together and hope and pray, really, is what ended up happening. Is computer production online? That's offline currently. Let's fire it up. I should be ready to go on everything else. I've had it shut down for a while. So, this is primarily fuel manufacturing here. And then the fuel gets pumped out to fuel generators like this guy. Normally they make a lot more noise, but for some reason they're currently not making a lot of noise. It's a big dip. Why is there such a big dip there? Oh well. So this stuff here, this polymer resin, is a byproduct of producing plastic, I believe. Or is it fuel? I think it's fuel. The heavy oil residue is a byproduct of plastic. So you can use the polymer resin mixed with water in an oil refinery to turn it into plastic with no byproduct, because you're using a byproduct to make it. We won't look too closely at this just yet. I'm going to walk over here and show you my other power generation. Phase 2 of my power generation. Phase 1 was what I showed you over there with the coal generators. This is Phase 2, these water pumps here. So my coal generators are up there. You can just barely make out the smokestack. There's a lizard doggo over there. But all these water pumps are extracting water and sending it up. I think you can use water from one pump for 2 refineries? Or generators, I think. I've got 2, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got 5 there, and I've got several other on the other end. So in order to get this to work, because I realized that the reason my coal generators weren't functioning is no water was flowing into them. So what I ended up doing was I did a little research, and I found out that the reason was I wasn't getting enough head lift to get the water up. This is the first one that I did when I actually took the different size foundations, because this is 4 meters high and this is 2 meters and that's 1 meter, right? So what I did was I took 2 of these, so that's 8, and then 1 of these, that's 10, because the pumps generate, let me see, I don't remember, production, water extractor. So its head lift is 10 meters, so it will move water 10 meters from that pump. I didn't know at the time that if you took a pipeline pump and you stuck it there, you see that ring that's sliding up the pipe? That ring will slide up and stop wherever your head lift is low. Like it'll to wherever the head lift maximum is. So what you do is you put this down, and you put your pump down, and then you track the head lift line, and what it'll do is it'll snap to the spot where it needs to be in order to continue pumping stuff uphill. I was like, if I'd known that, I could have done this in 20 minutes instead of the 3 hours it took me to figure it all out. It took me a long time to do it. To get that water pumping up the way I needed it to. So that's what's going on there. And I've got coal, iron, and copper being moved around. We'll go back up here. This is my zip line tool. unfortunately, I can't really zip line. Oh no, yes I can. Wonder if I can actually get up there though. Hup. Yeah. So I don't have a jetpack. I didn't bother making one of those. I think I just unlocked the jetpack. You can see in the top right, I've got my current milestone is the hover pack, because I want a hover pack. That sounds awesome. This little thing here is limestone. This pumps out a bunch of limestone into these constructors to make concrete, because they changed the way concrete works. Concrete stacks in 500 to a stack. It used to be 100. I'm glad the sunlight's coming back out, because I just unlocked lights and I haven't put any up yet, so my factory's real dark at night. So this big floor in front of me here, the reason those refineries are over there and the fuel generators are over there is to generate enough power to fuel both of these facilities. And, well, that's what that was built for, too. So all of that provides enough power for all this. So what happens is I've got coming in on these lines here is copper and iron, and I've got some concretes flowing down too. So all this makes heavy modular frames. And up here on the next tier that all makes computers. So I'll sort of give you a quick rundown of that, how that works. So again, with the foundries to make steel, because steel is an important part of this component. So the steel gets piped out. It all gets fed into one output here. So it all gets fed together. And then it all gets broken off this main line into these constructors. So the constructors make steel pipe, and they make... is that all they make? Yeah, all they make is steel pipe, because I forgot I'm using an alternate recipe up here on these assemblers to make encased industrial beams out of steel pipes and concrete. Because the way you normally make those is out of industrial beams and concrete. But, you know, that way I just have to make one thing. So that's what that whole production area makes. From this section over. That all goes into encased industrial beams. The steel pipes from here get sent over here, and I like to put these storage bins here for overflow. And then those get fed into the manufacturer. You need screws. What are these? Modular frames? Yeah. Regular modular frames, steel pipe, and encased industrial beams. And those make heavy modular frames. So I've got this is full. This one is very close to full. I knew we were getting close. And then the overflow is going to feed into here eventually. I think it's making modular frames. Yeah. So that's what this whole area does. It just makes all the components for modular frames and then pumps them all together to make heavy modular frames out here. And then we'll head up the ramp, the thing I constructed over here, and I'll show you my computer. This is not as neat as I'd like it to be. It's not as contained as I would like it. I just slapped it together and hoped and prayed. So up here, same idea. Every component here is used to manufacture computers. So right here is our plastic production. My plastic production is it's about half of what I need. Because when I started setting this up, I didn't read the number correctly. I thought I was gonna produce. Okay, so I thought when I built it, you can see here it makes 20 plastic per minute. For some reason I thought it was about 30 per minute from each one of these. or 40 per minute. I don't know. I was looking at something else at the time when I was doing my math. And so this does not make enough plastic. So I currently have plastic production on its own breaker. So I can turn plastic on or off. I leave plastic on all the time. And then I come over here and I shut down computer production. So that way I can keep making plastic to fill my storage up. That way I can keep everything running. Because I need to have plastic made fairly constantly over here. So you need plastic. You need circuit boards, cable, and screws. And then you get computers. What I need to do is I need to let this run for a while, and then shut off computer production once this gets to basically empty. So that's my computer production line. Now we'll go to the new stuff for those of you who saw my last stream that I did. Because this was all here before. So now we're going to move on to the actual update 4 stuff that I've gotten done, which is not much. I basically just started getting all this together. Over here, the location we're going to go for our update 4 stuff. Because almost all of this stuff existed when update 3 came out. Some of it's been tweaked and changed. Those of you who've played the game several times before, you'll recognize some of the stuff at the top of the screen. You know, I've got my locomotive marked on the map, which I named Union Pacific because, you know, that's a rail line. So we'll drive the Explorer all the way back to where I first started. And we'll hope that the railway is in position when we get there. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait for it. What I'll do is I'll take it off autopilot, and then I'll reset the autopilot. That way I can control it the way I need it to. Or actually, it doesn't take it that long to make a circuit, so I'll just give you a tour between circuit stops. I think I've got it set to autosave every 10 minutes, just in case I mess something up. Radiation. So I haven't gotten the radiation suit yet. I haven't started doing nuclear power. I had nuclear power in my last save before update 4. But again, and actually before they put out liquids in update 3. So it's been a while since I've done nuclear power. So as you can see, we're passing the space elevator and my original manufacturing areas. We're heading out to a different area where there's a bunch of oil. Previous games, there's a big boulder. I don't know if you can see it on top of one of these rocks. I think it's that flat space. I don't think you can see it from here. There's a Caterium deposit up there. You just have to blow it up with a... No, actually, I don't think you have to blow up that one. It's the one that I'm currently using you have to explode. Because I had to pipe everything, and this was before they added the lifts. I put stackable conveyor like connections on each other, one going way up this way, one going way up that way, and I connected them heading down in a big loop. So I had to spiral my connections all the way down. And those of you who know anything about Satisfactory probably recognized this structure ahead of me as a rail line, because that's what it is. The railroad tracks are, it's a monorail. Oop, there's the guys I ran over earlier. Pardon me, gentlemen. Excuse me. Oh, it's coming down the rails. Okay, so this... Here, we'll walk over here first. There's my train. Coming in. So it'll stop here. This is the primary rail station, Isla Nublar, which is, of course, the island from Jurassic Park. Okay, so this picks up the cars, the cargo containers on the train cars, and sets them down. And then it pumps everything out and into these storage containers. And then once it's done, the train heads on its way. We'll catch a ride when it's on its way back. So this is what I'm talking about here. I've got these two refineries right next to each other. And both of them take bauxite and water and convert it into an alumina solution, which it then pumps out into this refinery with coal, and then that produces aluminum scrap, as you can see, which makes a byproduct of water. And so the extra water gets pumped down here into the line with these water pumps. So what happens is enough water, when there's enough water flowing through to keep everything running, this valve here keeps these water pumps from constantly pumping water in and jamming the network up, because this valve will activate. Basically what I did was I turned the valve to where it will only allow in 120 meters cubed a minute of water, which is the maximum that I needed after taking into account the water coming out of this end of the network. So that keeps everything running smooth. But I'm producing way too much, because when I was building this, I didn't realize that each one of these refineries makes 360 aluminum scrap a minute. So I'm making 720 scrap a minute, which is way more than I can do anything with. So I'm considering ripping one of these out and then just replacing some of this stuff here with quartz production, making silica, taking the quartz and breaking it down into silica, because you need silica and aluminum scrap to make aluminum ingots. So my plan was going to be to pump the aluminum ingots out and then send them under this rail, and then maybe make a second rail line and send it somewhere else to work on it, because I don't have as much space here as I wanted. So this is incomplete. I'm still working on that. But I'll show you over here my fuel production, and then we'll take the locomotive to the next location. So I've got oil pumps being used here and back there. I've got two more oil pumps there and there that are not being utilized at this time. So each one of these pumps fuel depending on the purity of the node. It pumps crude oil into these refineries right here. And these refineries convert that into fuel. So the fuel gets pumped along this line here. They all connect and they run along. and the excess polymer resin gets piped out up here. That all runs along here into the smart splitter, where the overflow goes into the grinder. The rest of it goes along this node, and I'll show you what that's used for in a little bit. So I've got fuel gets piped out here and heads straight down this way. And the fuel from 2 of those refineries runs this. Runs these 6 generators. So the excess gets piped out here to these 6 generators, because I've got 4 refineries side by side. So if I need to expand, I can expand, and I can set up 2 more refineries and connect to another one of these nodes. And then I'll be able to set up another 6 generators. And so that polymer resin is actually coming down this line here to this water pump, which both go into this refinery, which makes plastic, which then heads into this constructor, which then makes empty canisters. And then some of the fuel gets piped off here, just a little bit because I don't need much, to make these packaged fuel canisters, which then fuels my Explorer. That's all just to make that little car go. So, it's the whole thing. Don't tell me it just left. No, it didn't just leave. That's good. I just gotta keep an eye on my mini-map now. So that's how this process works. Oh, goodness gracious. It's a whole thing. And really, the only thing the train is used for is to just move the resources from one spot to this spot. And the way the train station works, so at this spot, because we unload all the train cars here, you get a train station, and then you get freight platforms. If you're going to be moving liquids, you'd need a fluid platform. But if you're, say, only loading one material at a stop, so like I've got, this one's coal, this one's quartz, and these 2 are bauxite. If I'm loading just bauxite at one spot, I'll have a freight platform here to line up with the car, a freight platform here to line up with the second car, and then an empty platform here and here. You'll get a glimpse of that when the train comes back around. But I'll show you here too. So you got your train station that the train stops at, your freight platform, where it loads and unloads, fluid freight platform, which is the same thing but for moving liquids, and then an empty platform, which will just, you know, that's where it goes. So for our first stop, we stop at the quartz mine. Actually, I think quartz and coal both go here, so it'll be a freight platform, and then an empty and an empty. So I think I only have 3 stops on the line, including this one. So it looks like the freight train is pulling up to the bauxite production area. Medical inhaler. I don't have any nobelisks. Got my chainsaw. Wait a second. Did the little flick last time, and it kind of looked like a the battery for like a DeWalt tool. Locomotive is stopped, it looks like. Actually, I can do it like this. Check my map. The locomotive just left its platform, and now it's going to be coming down the tracks to this platform. Okay, so our final leg on the journey is Isla Nublar, or Isla Nublar. autopilot's on, so I'm not going to touch anything. You can honk the train horn, which is fun. So it's going to unload what it can. So if you're using materials the way you really need to be, when it picks up those cargo containers, it'll drop them in those boxes back there, and then that'll be it. And then your train will leave with flat cars, and then you'll come up to your next location and it will load the fresh box cars on. So the train's going to come down the way, run over that guy. It's not going to really do much, except he's going to freak out for no reason for a little bit. I can't help myself. I gotta blow him a little bit. Hey, Zero. How's it going? Just really giving a tour of my factory. Not planning on doing much, because I haven't been able to do much. But how are you doing? So I've got a miner back there that's pumping out quartz. The quartz comes out into one of those storage containers. I've got coal way up that hill. That's what that line is coming all the way down. That's all coal getting pumped out to that next one. Oh, that's no good, Zero. That's never good. I'm a little far back from the station, so it's kind of giving me a weird boxy look to it, like it picked up the whole station instead of a freight car. So then the locomotive is going to move on to the next spot, which is just going to be where we get bauxite from, which is just the biggest material that we use in aluminum processing. I got it running through this whole cave network. I had it coming out through here, and I changed its course. That way it kind of feeds through this little back cave. Oh, I'm sorry, Zero. That's no good. This is the bauxite production pickup site. I don't have much in the way of bauxite stored here, or being produced here. I've got 2 cars because I needed to have extra coming out. God, Zero. Cancer's no fun. That's horrible. Sounds like bad luck for you, worse luck for your friends. This is fun though. I built like a roller coaster here. Building this track was a nightmare. I had to build a path up and left it there in case I have to do repairs or rework something in the future. Oh, that's alright, Zero. I understand. No worries. Especially with that going on. Okay, so the train stops here at its final location and unloads everything. And then, so we've gone full circle. So I've got my aluminum production on its own breaker, so I can shut everything off if I need to. In case I'm using too much power and I have to go shut some of it down. But yeah, that's basically it. could just shut one of these down and then bring it back online later on, or slow down production at least. How much is this going to use? 90 per minute. I think I did the math for one of them. Come on, make the little jump up there. There you go. Oh, okay. Yep, I've been doing well. So my stream schedule has changed. Instead of streaming every day of the week, except for Saturday, now I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and just from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I still stream on Sunday, but that's still the 6 to 10. I do apartment maintenance for a management company in the next town over. So I gotta get up early and I gotta drive to work, and I mean, I'm supposed to get off work at 5, but I don't think I've gotten off at 5 except for the first day I was there. So it's been just busy, 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 busy. My property's big enough that we're supposed to have 4 maintenance employees. When they hired me, I was the 3rd hire, and they had 2 people for 2 months. So we just hired our 4th guy on Monday, and there was some weirdness going on. It's not his fault. It's just a paperwork error that was causing some issues, and so it had him all upset. So he took like the last hour off of the day yesterday, and he came back in, and he seemed better. Yeah, I mean, Zero, I get that. Spend time with your friend while you can. One of my friends, he had a close friend that had brain cancer, and he hung on and he fought a lot longer than they thought he would, but it was still, I mean, it was devastating to my friend. So, I mean, I get it. Spend time with folks while they're around. You can't just be like, sorry, I can't do anything about it. That's terrible, but God, that's even worse. 23 brain cancer? Terminal brain cancer, I should probably say. That's horrible. Some people just pull bad lottery numbers when they're born, and that sucks. And some people, that happens due to other reasons, but, that doesn't make it less terrible, though. That's no good. I've got... Well, no. Our 4th guy's working out real well. He knew our maintenance supervisor. They worked together at a different property for a different company. Jesus. Zero just gets worse and worse. Oh, man. Anywho, but our 4th maintenance guy's working out. He's good. He's good at what he does. He's clicked well with the rest of us so far, so that's awesome. We all like him, and he likes working with us. But I'll tell you, the property I'm working at right now, all of it's kind of rough. Jeez. God, you hear about stuff like that, it makes you thankful for the little problems that you're having. Because that's just terrible, Zero. I wonder if I can do this. Can I reach that? I can reach that. Nope, 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 nope. Hang on. I wanted that power slug. Okay. Well, good luck, Zero. I hope whatever you can do helps your friend. What is that? Oh, it's just a rock. I thought there was like a structure or something. Well, I was gonna start fiddling around with, you know, sort of working on my aluminum production a little bit, but after that tour, I don't really have time to work on anything. I could rip out that one production line. Alright, Zero, and don't forget, like, my stuff only stays up on Twitch for like 2 weeks, so if you want to go back and kind of see some of the stuff that I have played, check out the YouTube channel that's linked on the channel. And I think I'm gonna play Prey next. I just finished Mass Effect Andromeda tonight, and after Prey, I'm gonna go back to Subnautica Below Zero since they did the big update for it to get the story. So, you know, you got some stuff to check out if you're interested. But good luck with your friend. You know, I hope stuff gets, you know, at least easier for him. You know, or yeah. I hope stuff at least gets easier for him, at the very least. But I'll catch you around. I'll still be doing this. Alright. You have a good night. Oops. Hell, I might just cut the stream off early tonight. I'm so tired. And I don't really... I wanted to do a little more. See, I got 6 coupons. Let me see what I can get out of the awesome shop. Can I build an awesome shop here? You know what? No. Forget it. But I'm going to show you some of the stuff. So they recently changed the jump pads. So you can... It shows you where you would land, because you can click to place it, and then you can rotate to sort of get a different type of jump out of it. So you could say do, just for funsies, you could go like that, and that'll still show you where your next one is. So you could go there, you go, and you could do this. What? You're supposed to... That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, let's try that again. And they changed that color. It used to be a different color. That highlighted it a bit more. That's in a recent update. Oh, come on. Hup. That's what I wanted. Just kind of a little back and forth. So I'll get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. Yeah, there we go. That cleared those out. So this, one of the reasons I'm doing the aluminum manufacturing, let's go back to our main base and I'll kind of walk you through what I want to do. It took a few minutes to just kind of mess around and make a bunch of just stuff. Okay, so we'll drive back to the hub, and I'll look at the milestones and show you the new stuff they've added that I'm excited about, that I want to mess around with but haven't had a chance to. And I'm also looking forward to Let's Game It Out making a video with the new stuff. I can't wait to see what he does with some of them. So one of the things they've changed about past setups is the way it worked in Update 2 when they did nuclear power. Before they added fluids. Nuclear power, you just built all the components for a nuclear reactor. Like, you built your nuclear reactor, then you built all the control rods and pumped those into it. And that was basically a nuclear fuel. And then it converted that into power. And then after it's done, after it used up what it had, it converted that fuel into nuclear waste. Then what you had to do is you had to pump the nuclear waste somewhere. It would just be in a barrel. And it was really radioactive. If you got too close to it, it would kill you if you didn't have radiation protection. So people would like send it out to a place and just be like, that's where it lives. Don't go over there. We got a radiation zone. Well, they've changed the way it works. Now you don't just need all that. You need all that, and you need a supply of water because, much like real life, nuclear reactor splits atoms to generate heat to boil water to make steam to turn a turbine to make power. So it's funny that humanity split and has gotten to the point where you split atoms just to boil water. You know, it sounds a little over the top, but okay, let's see some of the stuff that we can get here. So you can just buy individual parts. Like if you want packaged liquid biofuel, you can use 3 tickets to do that. You can buy quick wire. You can get 500 quick wire, 100 cable. You can get black powder. You know, supercomputers, 50 of them for 8 tickets. You get empty canisters, petroleum, coke, all sorts of stuff. You can go to equipment, and that's all stuff like parachutes and medicinal inhalers, the Fix-It coffee cup, which is real big on the internet. You got adequate pioneering statue for 25, 50 gets you pretty good, and satisfactory pioneering gets you the 1. Gets you the gold statue for 150, silver hog for 50, gold lizard doggo for 100, 200 for a confusing creature, and then the golden nut is worth is 1,000. So they added these lights, and I haven't built them yet because I haven't gotten around to it. I just unlocked them. Vehicles, the cyber wagon you unlock by taking a 1 ticket and feeding it back into the Fix-It grinder, and that gives you the ability to buy that. The Fix-It factory cart. And you get different kinds of foundations. You can get attachments, so you can like get power outlets that attach to the wall. You can get walls. You can get all sorts of fun stuff out of the Fix-It awesome shop. But here, right here in the hub, we'll check the hub terminal. So the current milestone, I'm up to milestone in tier 7. So I can get a Mark V conveyor belt, which should give me transports up to 780 resources per minute. And same thing for the conveyor lift. So you need this stuff to, you need to pump these into it to unlock it. You get the hazmat suit. So to get that, you need 50 aluminum casings. You need 500 quick wire and 50 gas filters. And that unlocks the hazmat suit iodine-infused filter, which you need that to protect yourself against radiation. And then it gives you +3 inventory slots. Oh, I'm sorry. Then you unlock aeronautical engineering, which lets you scan for sulfur if you haven't unlocked it already. You get sulfuric acid, packaged sulfuric acid, which is that, but just put in a package. A battery, which is used as fuel for drones, which I'm about to get to. The supercomputer, if you haven't unlocked it already, I unlocked it already. And then the drone, which you can only build it on a drone port. But it's got a 9-slot inventory. It will haul items from one drone port to the next. And it works more efficiently if they're further away. So if you've got a bunch of stuff being built on one side of the map and you need to send something to the other side of the map, use drones. You don't need to use trains or trucks or a conveyor belt that spans the entire map. The drone port is, you know, that's, you send batteries in one side because that's what fuels the drones, and then you send in the stuff you want to transport to the other side, and then they give you this, the assembly director system, which is project part number 6. All the project parts, you can't craft them by hand. You have to craft them in a manufacturer or an assembler. But this is all just to unlock aeronautical engineering. And then the milestone I have unlocked, the hover pack. It uses 100 megawatts while you're using it. But you can hover up and down wherever you want to go as long as you're near a power pole or a building that uses power in your factory. That way you can kind of get a better look at vertical spaces instead of using a jetpack and trying to hover, because it's real hard to hover on the jetpack. And you also get +3 more inventory slots. And then to tier 8, which gets you to nuclear power, of course. Nuclear power plant, does it say how much power it generates? Okay, so that lets you scan for uranium, make your encased uranium cells, control rods, and then uranium fuel rods, and the nuclear power plant. And then this is project part number 7, the magnetic field generator. Advanced aluminum production, that's what gets you resource wells. Right now, the only things you can get out of resource wells are water, crude oil, and the newest thing, nitrogen gas. Nitrogen gas is used to make, I forget what. It should be in one of these things. Nitric acid, that's what it is. So, yeah, and you need heat to make heat sinks for stuff. And for some other things. Cooling system, and then the fuse modular frame, which is probably the best tier frame that you end up making. The resource well pressurizer, there's like a spot. They're easy to see when they're water, because there's like water that kind of splashes up out of it. And you put the pressurizer down, and it pressurizes that main well, and it blows out of like 5 smaller wells. So then you put the extractor down, and it will let you pump out the liquid out of the well, or the gas if it's nitrogen. And there's leading edge production, which allows you to unlock the turbo motor, the Miner Mark III, which uses a turbo motor. So it's, from a normal node, it extracts at a rate of 240 resources per minute. And then the thermal propulsion rocket, which is project part number 8, which I think is the second to last project part. And then there's particle enrichment, which gives you the final manufacturing building at this time, which will probably be the final one, the particle accelerator. So you use the particle accelerator, and you can do that. Actually, you can take nuclear waste. You can turn nuclear waste into non-fissile uranium, and then you can pump that into a particle accelerator with some other things, and that lets you make plutonium pellets, which then you can make encased plutonium cells and then make a plutonium fuel rod. So that way you can reuse your nuclear waste to make new stuff. Did I unlock the blender already? I did. The blender lets you do some other stuff. Yeah, so this was the newest thing, bauxite refinement. You know, using alumina solution, aluminum scrap, and all that. Because so far I've gotten to the stage where you get aluminum scrap, and I haven't made it to ingots yet. But that's what I've been working yeah, I'm excited to kind of get all the way up to tier 8. But at the rate I'm going, they'll have update 5 out by the time I get to the next update. Yeah, the man used to live in here and they moved it. But, yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap up all I've got. I'm excited to look into some of this stuff. I won't do it on stream for now. I may end up doing something like that later, but at this time, I don't have time. So I've got to get it downloaded tonight, but I will probably start Prey on Friday. That'll be our next game that we play through. Once I finish with Prey, we'll move on to probably Subnautica Below Zero is what I'll do. From there, I don't know where I'm going to go. I haven't thought about it all that much, quite frankly. I don't know what to do. I wanted to play something big like Fallout New Vegas, but I had to put the kibosh on that because with my current stream schedule, I just can't do it. It'll take me too long, and I can't do it one day a week. I just can't. I'll forget what I'm doing, and it'll be near impossible to keep track of. Update 4. Save. Don't pay any attention to my save game times. So, but like I said, that'll wrap it up. And I will see all of y'all next time. I hope you all have a great night, and I'll catch you later. Have a great night. Have a great night, everyone. Bye. I'll see you later.